What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down the top stocks that I'm looking to buy heading into this week here in the stock market. And I also want to refresh your memory, go over what happened last week in the market, breaking down some technicals here on the S&P 500. And we're also going to break down the futures market, taking a look at the S&P futures, Dow, NASDAQ, gold, and silver to see where those are trading at so we can plan out what could happen maybe next week, this week, maybe tomorrow. And I also want to share with you guys some news around Oracle and Walmart, Tesla Battery Day. We'll break down some things there, and in general, some thoughts that I have right now heading into this week in the market. So if you guys find value, as always, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and also check out all the free links down below if you want to join the Strive Smart Discord, Strive Smart Facebook group, and if you guys want one free stock from Webull, all of those are linked right down below in the description box. So let's get into it, guys. First and foremost, the markets all of September. Most of you guys should know this, if not all of you. It's been rough. It's been choppy. It's been very volatile as the S&P 500's gone from 3590 all the way down to about 3290, shedding around 7 to 8% from that peak. And we all know at this point, most of us at least, that September historically is a weak month in the stock market. And history is repeating itself yet again here, guys, as again we just saw about 7% has been shed off the S&P here recently. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not that crazy because look, the markets have gone from 2190, the S&P, all the way up to 3580. That's a run of about almost 40%. So a little sell-off of about 7% at this point is just a healthy sell-off. That's all it is. And we've talked about this before on the channel. Whenever an index, whenever a stock sells off about 10% or more from its peak, that is considered a correction, right? And anything above 20% of a sell-off from the peak, that is considered a bear market. So in that case, the S&P 500 is not even in correction territory quite yet, right? The NASDAQ, on the other hand, is, though. It is in correction territory because from 12,400 down to the low from Friday, at about 10,700, it's dropped around 13%, which is more above, obviously, 10%, putting it in that correction territory. And another thing that you guys notice, and by the way, the Dow Jones is actually doing the best, holding up the best of the bunch. It's actually only down, last time I checked, about 5%. Yeah, about 5%, 5.5% off from those highs. So overall, guys, the markets are getting hit. And the sell-off is really being led here by the tech stocks, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Google. Obviously, these have massive weights across the market, and they've actually sold off a lot. And on Friday, we talked about how many of these tech stocks, they're actually approaching bear market territory. Again, close to 20% of a drop from the peak. And actually, Apple, if we take a look at it, is already in bear market territory, which is crazy. From 138 down to 106, it's down about 22, almost 23%, which is unbelievable. So take a look at these technicals here, guys, and I want to show you all why the bears in the short term here, the past couple of days, are still in charge, right? On Friday, the S&P broke 3330. That's a big level of support that we broke there. And we also broke under 3310. And if you guys remember, 3310, if we pull up, let's say, this 20-day chart, that is the low from back, I believe, on the 11th of this month. So the fact that we broke 3330 and 3310, that really put the bears in charge. And honestly, the futures at this point being red, that puts the bears in even further charge. Take a look. The the E-mini S&P 500 futures are down about 20 points, down 0.6%. And you guys can see on this intraday chart, they are gapping down pretty aggressively here. We saw the gap down. Now they're dropping down aggressively. So this could go lower. And mind you guys, just because the futures are red at this point, it does not mean that we're going to have a terrible red day tomorrow. For all we know, the futures, they can flip-flop. We could wake up and the futures are green and the markets could rally tomorrow, right? We've seen this before. So just keep in mind, just because the futures are red does not mean we're going to have a red day tomorrow. And taking a look here at the NASDAQ futures, they're down about 0.6% as well, down 68 points, also gapping down pretty aggressively. And the NASDAQ futures are down $1.50, 150 points, down about 0.5%. So overall, at this point, what I'm gathering from this is the sell-off at this point in time. Again, it could change, but at this point in time, the sell-off is continuing. The S&P could be going to test the lows from Friday at 3290, and if we break that tomorrow, guys, or at any point this week, and we break this 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart, which might test this upcoming week, guys. I mean, we did test it on Friday, so it might retest tomorrow. If that breaks and ultimately 3280 breaks, that is where I think, quite honestly, we could see another leg down in the markets. Maybe from 3280 on the S&P down to the low 3200s. That's kind of what I'm seeing here based off of these support and resistance levels that I drew, right? Pretty much at 3220, if it gets there, that's going to be the old resistance from back in the beginning of June, and at that point, it should likely act as a support, right? And on the NASDAQ here, take a look. We already hit the lows. Well, we didn't hit the lows. Who knows where the lows are going to be, but we broke 11,000. We hit a low here in the downtrend at 10,700, followed by a rally into the close on Friday. So who knows? Tomorrow, do we break 11,000? Do we get rejected there? Do we test it, try and break it, but ultimately get rejected and slowly start to test maybe another lower low? That could very well happen here on the NASDAQ. And I think on the downside, if 10,700 breaks, I've said this before on the channel, maybe mid 10,000s is coming. Maybe 10,400, 10,500. Putting us right around that low from back in the middle towards the end of July. So keep an eye on these levels, guys. And for the Dow Jones, we talked about this Friday. The Dow Jones did not break a key level of support last week. We actually held up pretty strong at about 27,500. So this is the main level for tomorrow for this week. If 27,500 holds, maybe we rally back up to 28,200, which we've done many times in the past couple of days. But if 27,500 breaks, that is where we could see another leg down in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Maybe back down to, let's pull up this 90-day chart, maybe down to, let's say, the low 27,000 level, maybe down to mid 26,000. That's kind of where I'm looking at here on the downside. And when it comes down to gold futures are down 8 points, down 0.4%. Silver's down about 35 points, or 35 cents rather. It's down about 1.3%. So this is, we're seeing a sell-off across the board in terms of mini S&P futures, Dow, NASDAQ, and the precious metals. So keep an eye on these futures throughout the night, the morning, pre-market, and really I'm doing that and looking at large caps to see where we could end up opening up tomorrow. Very, very important. And now let me know in the comments, guys, what do you guys think about the markets? Do you have any thoughts? Do you want to chime in on anything? Let me know in the comments. And now let's get into some stocks. We have Tesla, guys. We have Tesla. Very, very exciting day coming up for Tesla. This was supposed to be a couple months ago, Battery Day, got pushed back. Now it's in September. Well, it's actually on Tuesday, September 22nd, guys. And in general, Tesla's battery team, and I have a lot of notes here about Tesla Battery Day, and I'll probably make another more in-depth video after Battery Day actually happens. In general, Tesla's battery team looks for ways, and this is kind of what I'm looking out here for when it comes to Tesla, right? They're looking for ways to drive down the costs of production, increase the lifetime and charging speed of the batteries, and make sure that the batteries are safe for use in electric vehicles. And by no means am I some sort of battery expert, some scientist, some engineer. I'm just some regular dude here that's doing some research, that obviously invests in Tesla, that knows about Tesla, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what's going down right here, guys. So in general, they're looking to make things more efficient. They're looking to make the batteries last longer. And in the future, they're looking to have a battery that is going to have a ton of lifespan. Because if Tesla's autopilot ends up getting to where it could be with robo-taxis and so forth, these cars are going to need to have a massive battery lifespan. Because think about it, if robo-taxis come about, and let's say you buy a Tesla and use it as an investment, well, technically it could be an investment, because if you buy the Tesla and let's say robo-taxis, all the regulations are passed and so forth, and it starts going out, picking up people, taking people to destinations, kind of like Uber, well, you buy the car and it kind of spits off cash flow with that, with you know, when it takes people and you know, takes them on rides. That's kind of like a passive investment in a way. So that will obviously require a massive battery, because if you're driving the car, doing errands and so forth, and the car is on its own driving people around like a robo-taxi, that's a lot of driving, that's a lot of mileage. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here for Battery Day. And if you guys didn't know, and of course for future events and you know, future you know, goals for Tesla and so forth, and since 2017, Tesla has mass manufactured batteries for its cars and energy storage products at its Gigafactory in Nevada with its partner Panasonic. And according to people familiar with Tesla's internal goals for battery cells, the company has been gunning to deliver more than a 70% improvement in the power density of their cells versus the 2,170 cells that they buy from Panasonic. And if Tesla figures out how to integrate and make higher performance battery cells into its vehicles, its cars, and someday its trucks, Cybertruck, it could travel more miles per charge, could be lighter weight, and it could cost the company less to produce. And that's another big thing here, guys, because as the batteries get more efficient, I mean, I just said it, the cars cheaper to produce, they become more lightweight, because at this point, I don't know how many batteries, I have to reread into that, but how many batteries are actually in Tesla's car, but if there's less, hey, that's good, more efficient. So again, I'm not a battery expert. I am not some kind of scientist here, guys. I'm just I mean, yeah, I am a random guy, but just some average dude here, you know, trying to learn and wrap his head around this stuff. So let me know down below. Either way, I'm extremely excited about Tesla and Battery Day, and I'd love to know what you guys have to think down below in the comments. And when it comes down to the stock, at this point, I have a long-term position set, but when it comes to trading, I am not currently in any plays right now. I know many of you guys are in some call options, 460 strike price. I saw some people commenting on my videos a couple days ago. I know some of you guys are playing calls, some of you guys are buying shares in the short term, and I commend you for that. But for me, I'm honestly not doing anything short term right here, because I think, not that I think Tesla's going to crash, but I think it's going to be volatile. And for me, guys, I'd rather wait until after Battery Day, see what happens there, even though that means I might miss the move, quite honestly. And at this point, investor sentiment, trader sentiment is positive. We obviously saw on Friday that the markets got crushed, but Tesla, on the other hand, was up about 4.5%, up $20 per share. So what that tells me is there's some hype starting to build up into Battery Day. And another way you can play this is a hypothetical here. Let's say tomorrow, I think there's a likelihood, if I'm a betting man, I think Tesla will probably rally into Battery Day. I think tomorrow we might see a rally followed by maybe a sell-off after the event. And that's kind of called buy the rumor, sell the news. We might see that in this scenario, and I would not be surprised if Tesla were to rally tomorrow and then sell off. So in that case, hey, maybe I do day trade it tomorrow. But me swing trading it through Battery Day, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'll be completely honest, and I don't think I'm going to buy any call options through Battery Day either, right? And again, I commend you if you're doing that. Good luck. I hope you guys do well. And let me know in the comments if you are doing that and any thoughts that you guys have down below. So again, subscribe to the channel if you guys do want to see another video on Battery Day. Once the event concludes, we get more details, any secrets from Elon Musk. I'm going to cover it here on the channel, so make sure to subscribe right now, and might as well just hit that like button while you're at it if you are enjoying the video. So Oracle, guys, Oracle and Walmart are now looking to get into this TikTok deal. TikTok, and we already knew about that, but we have some new information here. TikTok could fetch a valuation of $60 billion in the deal that its parent company ByteDance is working to complete with Oracle and Walmart that would see these two U.S. companies take significant stakes in the popular video sharing app, which is reported by Bloomberg, and under the reported terms of the deal, which is being pursued to address the U.S. national security concerns, Oracle will buy a 12.5% stake in TikTok Global and host all the U.S. user data, and Walmart would actually take a 7.5% stake. Those stakes would, in total, cost $12 billion if ByteDance's valuation target is met. The final terms of the deal have not yet been completed, Bloomberg noted. President Donald Trump said Saturday that he supported the deal in principle and would allow TikTok to continue the operation in the United States, even though it doesn't seem to fully satisfy the terms of an earlier executive order calling for ByteDance to divest from TikTok. So at this point, at least when you're watching this video, nothing is 100% complete, right? We'll see what happens. Things can change, but at this point, Oracle and Walmart, it seems like they're going to get in on this deal, right? So watch out for these two tomorrow, guys. We've talked about these stocks pretty extensively on the channel recently, and Oracle is down about $6 from its high. You guys can see it here, about $6, $7. That's around 10%. So this could end up being a move if it holds roughly 58, 59 bucks, this general area of support. I think we could end up seeing some sort of rally in this, scenario that we get the deal, and it seems like we're going to get the deal. So if there's hype around that, hey, Oracle might rally. But to be honest, guys, I'm leaning more towards Walmart. I think Walmart is a better play here. It's down from 152 down to about 135, and not even just because it's sold off. Let's take a look. Did it sell off more than Oracle? It's down about 10% from the peak, so it's pretty much the same. But I like the technicals more on Walmart compared to Oracle, right? On this 4-hour chart, you guys can see it here. I mean, Walmart is holding a big level of old resistance as a new support at around 133 to 135, and it's also holding this 180 SMA like a rock at this point. And yeah, I mean, it's still kind of downtrending, you guys could say, on this 20-day chart. I mean, we haven't really broken the downtrend quite yet, but if we end up getting a big spike up into 138, 139, 140 plus territory, that is really going to confirm to me momentum shift and honestly a move back up maybe to the 150s. That's just me being quite honest. So I'm watching Walmart here like a hawk, and Oracle, both down about 10% from their peaks and both getting in on a pretty nice deal here. I mean, we could argue all day if this deal is good for TikTok or good for Oracle, Walmart. Quite honestly, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. $60 billion valuation. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that too much for TikTok? Honestly, I think I don't know. I really don't. I can't put my finger on it, to be honest, guys. But consider this. Back in 2012, we talked about this before. Instagram was bought for $1 billion by Facebook, right? So this is about $60 billion from what I'm seeing here, the valuation. Is that a bit too hot? Is that undervalued? We'll see. At this point in time, TikTok does have a lot of attention. It does have a ton of attention. It's arguably the most popular social media app. So, hey, It could be valued $60 billion, maybe $30 billion, maybe $100 billion. Let me know what are your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Now, the next stock I'm watching, which I actually already have a position in, is Shopify, ticker symbol SHOP. And this one did very well in the midst of the selling on Friday. Shopify up 3.5%, up about $30.58 here on Friday, and it cracked above $900. So again, I'm already in the stock. I'm in at about $913 as a trade, but I'm not adding any more quite yet until we get a big move above, let's say, $900 to about $905. I want to get back into this horizontal channel because I think if Shopify is able to break out of this little downtrend that it's in and really solidify its momentum and move back up into $915, $920, $930, I think that is where we could see a launch off back up to the $1,050 level, right? We've really seen a lot of weakness in Shopify as of late. I mean, this has gone really nowhere ever since the beginning of July. So in my opinion, it's bound to make a move at this point, and I'm waiting patiently. I have a lot of cash on the sidelines, and that's another thing worth mentioning, guys. At this point, I'm watching stocks. Obviously, I'm playing offense. I have positions open, but I have a lot of cash heading into this U.S. election. That's really the main reason why I have a lot of cash. And quite honestly, we all predicted this. Most of us predicted that the market is going to be volatile heading into the election. So because of that, we see the VIX spiking up, which is the volatility fear index. Because of that, I think it's wise to have some cash a little bit ready to go, depending on your risk tolerance, depending on your personal situation. For me, if I were to put a percentage on it, I would think my trading account at this point is probably like 30 to 40% cash, maybe even more. I have to check and do the math, but it's pretty hefty amount of cash in there in anticipation of this election, another stimulus package, upcoming earnings in the next couple of months. A lot of things could go crazy here, and to mitigate against the craziness, the volatility, the up and downs in the market, cash is the way to do that. So watch out for Shopify here, the volatility index as well, Oracle, Walmart, Tesla, and the next one here is going to be Virgin Galactic. And this is one that I think it's kind of I don't want to call it a news-dependent stock, meaning it only moves on catalysts, but positive news catalysts, because it doesn't really make much money at this point, but it kind of is news related. And at this point, it hasn't really moved in about, let's take a look here, guys, about almost a month and a half, ever since it sold off from $26, $27 down to about $18, $19. That was a big sell-off there. It's kind of been consolidating, right, ever since the middle towards the beginning of August. So at this point, guys, I think space, Virgin Galactic here, I don't think it's going to go much lower. That's just my gut feeling. If I'm a betting man, I would not say it's going to go back down to $9, $10, $8 unless the business takes a huge hit, unless we see another massive sell-off in the market where a lot of liquidity needs to be pulled out of the market. I don't think we're going to go lower. Quite honestly, the lowest I see this thing going is maybe back down to 14, but I'm liking the sideways action at this point. And we got news a couple weeks ago that Virgin Galactic is now expecting to fly Sir Richard Branson on its Spaceship Two suborbital vehicle no earlier than the first quarter of 2021. And I think that is going to be a huge game changer for this company. And we know this guy, Richard Branson, he's been what was I going to say? This has been a long time in the making, right? I think he was supposed to fly like a year and a half ago. It's been pushed back. So I'm thinking that is what's going to push the stock up, right? Especially if it's successful, they get more bookings and so forth because of that success, right? So I think at this point, this could go sideways for a little bit. But if you guys are patient, if you have strong hands, right, meaning you can hold on to your shares through some volatility, I think you will be rewarded with this particular stock. And I haven't bought any in my trading account recently, but I have been buying a little bit here and there in my long-term account, right? Because I believe there is going to be a spike soon. I don't know when, but again, patience is key with this one. But I think it's going to move up. I think there's potential from about 17, 18 bucks now where it's consolidating. Again, maybe it goes back down to 14, but I think the upside's higher than the downside because from 17, 18, I can see it go back up to the mid-20s, maybe even $30, which from where it is now, that's almost a double up. And if it goes to $14, that's going to be about, a little 15, 20% loss, which again, 15 to 20% on the downside, that's the downside risk. But upside risk is a potential is around 100%, maybe 150% if it doubles up from here or more. And that's kind of how I'm viewing it, guys. I'm being patient with this. I'm looking to accumulate shares in anticipation of another rally with maybe Branson flying in the first quarter of 21. But that's a double-edged sword too. Realize that, because let's say Branson doesn't fly. God forbid, let's say I don't want to put any, bad energy out there, but God forbid, let's say one of these planes, these ships crashes, right? That would be very bad for this company, very detrimental for this company. I mean, we've seen it in the past. We've had fatalities in the past with Virgin Galactic, and that wasn't good for the company, obviously. So we'll see what happens. I hope that everything goes well, of course, right? I don't want any ill will on anybody, and I hope everything goes well. And if it does, again, that is where I think the stock is going to explode. So we have a couple more here, guys. Upwork is another one that I'm watching, UPWK. $15.50 is a big resistance on this one, guys. It's been struggling ever since the beginning towards the middle of August. We saw back when it reported earnings. Solid earnings were reported. The stock went from $13.50 roughly up to almost $19 per share, followed by a big sell-off of about, let's say, 20%, 25%. And ever since that sell-off after earnings, it's been chilling, consolidating, cooling off, getting ready for the move, in my opinion. And honestly, I think the second it breaks 16, I think a lot of volume, momentum, a lot of bullish action is going to come in to push this thing back up to the 17s, 18s, and even above. So I'm watching out for Upwork here on this critical resistance break. If it breaks, I think there's going to be a lot of upside. And another one here is NIO, guys, NIO. I think this one could maybe rally on the back of Tesla. That's if Tesla rallies, and forget about Tesla. Even if it doesn't, even if Tesla doesn't move, I think NIO might be able to break out of this little wedge that we see here and see a move back up into the $20, maybe $21 territory. Take a look here on the 20-day chart, guys. I mean, we see how bullish this thing has been. It hit $21. It was in this little downwards channel like you guys can see here. We broke out of that, hit about 21 bucks again, got rejected, saw a bit of selling. We got into this wedge again, but we ultimately broke out of it. And now all of these little small wedge breaks has gotten us into an even larger, more macro wedge. You guys can see it here, right, on this 20-day chart. Now, if this breaks onto the upside, like I'm showing you guys here with this arrow that I'm drawing, if this breaks, watch out for heavy volume, heavy momentum, maybe for a move back up to $20, $21 per share. That's exactly at this point what I'm thinking is possible, so I'm watching out for it, guys. And that gives NIO around, let's take a look here, it's at least 5%, at least. Let's take a look. That gives NIO around 5, 6%, 7% upside from where it is right now. So those are the main 7 stocks that I'm watching. And if you guys stood and stayed all the way till the end of the video, let me know in the comments. Say I stayed till the end, and I'm going to give you a little present, some bonus stocks. And these bonus stocks probably won't surprise you since I talk about them a lot, but I'm watching Apple. I actually added more Apple on Friday at $108.50, and I'm watching it here in the weakness, right? Again, we mentioned earlier, Apple's in a bear market, down about 23%. And historically speaking, September has been a rough month for Apple, but October here, we have the iPhone 12. We're going to get more insights around that, and I think Apple is bound bound to bounce back. I think here is a decent opportunity, and again, don't buy because I'm saying it. Do your own due diligence as always, but I think this is a decent opportunity for Apple, especially as we get closer, if we get closer down to the $100 level, even under that. That would be insane, in my opinion, here for Apple. And honestly, guys, these tech stocks, I think they're due for a bounce back eventually. I don't know when it's going to come, but I think we're going to see a bounce back. And another one here is Workhorse that has already bounced and is in no need of a bounce back, guys. It's gone from $16 to $20. It was at $28 last week. It rallied all the way up 9% on Friday, up above $30. So I'm watching Workhorse here on any pull down. I'm interested in maybe getting in. Microsoft's another one that's down about $30 off its highs. That's down about 13-14%. So this could be maybe an opportunity here on a weak tech stock like Microsoft and like Apple, very similar there. And the last one here is Mastercard, ticker symbol MA. This one's down, not a crazy amount, but it's down about $30 off of its highs. That's down about 8-9%. And you guys can see it's been recovering these past couple of days, making higher highs, making higher lows. So I'm thinking if we see a bounce back tomorrow in Mastercard, if it holds 335, maybe we see some sort of short-term move from 335, maybe back up to, let's say, 345, which gives us around a 3% potential for profit. So actually, was it 3? More like 4%. Yeah, more like 4%. So those are the bonus stocks, guys. And to just run through all the stocks mentioned in this video, we talked about Tesla and we went deep into Tesla's battery day. Not deep, but we talked about it at a glance. We have Oracle, we have Walmart. Watch out for those guys. Those are definitely the top of my list for tomorrow. And Tesla, Shopify, Virgin Galactic, Upwork, Neo, Apple, Workhorse, Microsoft, and Mastercard. Those are the main 10, 11 stocks that I'm watching for this upcoming week. So that's it for this video, guys. We're going to wrap it up here, and let's take a look at the futures for fun. Take a look. The futures are actually pushing back up now. They're erasing some of the losses from earlier in the video, so we'll see if that ends up holding up here. NASDAQ down about 25 points. ES down about 7 points. Dow down about 66 points, 70 points. So we'll see if that ends up holding. And that's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, as always, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. That's very, very important. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers here, guys. And make sure to join our free Discord chat, free Facebook group, and don't forget to claim your free stock from Webull, which is valued up to $1,600. All you have to do is deposit $100 into the account using my link down below, and you get that free stock, and I also get a free stock since it is an affiliate link. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, guys, hope you guys crush it in the markets this week. Stay safe. Thanks for watching again. Peace out.